Welcome to the Letting Go live stream. It's the Course in Miracles series. We're going through the Course in Miracles workbook one lesson at a time. And as we look upon these ideas, at least for me, the first couple of times I went through this workbook, the first 3 times, and still today, up to this day, there's still all these feelings that come up about these ideas. These ideas are so powerful, they bring up anything that is not in alignment with them for letting go, for surrendering, for giving up all of these old worldly programs and illusions, just letting them go one at a time. So we just go through the workbook and let the lessons work upon us. Just to make the choice to commit to the Course in Miracles workbook or any spiritual practice, then immediately puts you in that attractor field of that practice. This particular workbook is a very powerful attractor field. And so as you immerse yourself in the attractor field of the Course in Miracles workbook and can stay in it, that field, you're availing yourself of that field. And so much of this is just the field of, hey, you're holy. You are a son of God. You are the salvation of the world. And we've got a whole lot for you here. Could you let go of the world and its illusions so you can experience heaven, the only thing that's really here, the only thing that actually exists, that will be here beyond this world and many others that rise and fall away, that eternal place where you live in truth. So, but I don't want to let go of the world. I think this is where it's at. I got my pieces of paper with numbers on them, or I've got this thing that I look at on a little screen that says I have this many numbers, and I have this person that I get to attack and make wrong of, and they attack and make wrong of me. But we love each other. We love each other. There's this idea. We cling to these things of the world because we don't see what's actually available for us in truth and the greater joy that comes with it. Please enjoy the world. Please enjoy it as best you can. And know that there's something beyond the world that is actually here right now. That's what this lesson is about. Now are we one with him who is our source. Now are we one with him who is our source. Allowing the Christ's perception to be ours. And how do we do that? Well, this lesson, this is the Letting Go live stream using the Course in Miracles. This lesson says, start your practice by letting go all things you think you want. Put away your trifling treasures and leave a clean and open space within your mind where Christ can come and offer you the treasure of salvation. He has need of your mind to save the world. You know, I was reading this book by Dr. Hawkins and Dr. David R. Hawkins, and somebody asks him, hey, how does it feel that you wrote all those books? He's like, I don't really feel like I wrote the books. God was looking around for a mind that was silent so that this could come through that mind into the world. So are you available for the Christ? Are you available for God to work through you, as you, son of God, daughter of God, same thing. We avail ourselves of the power that is by letting go of what is not. And why is it safe to do that? Is it safe to let go and let God? Oh, well, I can have some reassurance, because if I don't know what God's will is, well, maybe God's going to put me through all kinds of suffering and misery. Like I've seen what they put out there in the in religion and in the movies. They make these people who are availing themselves of God out to be like miserable and suffering, as if that's a good thing and that's the way to God. The Course in Miracles is breaking all of those programs and saying, no, God's will for you is perfect happiness. That's it. Suffering is not of God. Suffering is at a very low frequency. Misery, shame, guilt. These lessons have been like, come on, let go, let go, let go, let go. Will you let go of your beliefs in sin so you can see that there is no sin? God and your angels are not hovering around you. No, no, no. If that was what was happening, none of us would have a chance. But that's not what is happening. God and the angels are like, whenever you're ready, whenever you're ready. Who's making the lists of our reasons to be separate from God? We are. I make the list. I make the list. I say I'm sinful, unworthy, terrible, and there's all these fears in the world, and I'm going to be punished. Oh, okay. So hopefully, over some of the practicing in the workbook, you've let go of a fair share of that. And now, the Christ, the Lord, is presenting us to be one with Him. You've let go of a lot. Could you let go of some more and be one with me? At one, atoned, at one as it was meant to be, atonement. Could you accept this holy function you have, your holy purpose, to be His messenger in the world, and the great joys and delights that come with that as you walk your brothers through the illusion and out of it, as we follow God and just let Him lead the way. We let go of valuing what is valueless so we can walk on in joy and love, not getting caught along the way. So we'll take this release we're going to open the curtain to the Christ by merely letting go of all the things we think we want. And notice some clinging there, that I don't want to let go of this. That's okay. Feel that clinging, feel that holding on to it, feel the payoff you seem to be getting by hanging on to this small thing. What the workbook says is, we don't want you to lose stuff. You're not asking for nearly enough. There's such great joy here for you. And here you are, no, this is all I want. This is all I need. So we're going to let go of everything we think we want. And then we're simply going to open to be at one with Him, to allow this world to fade away in His sight, to see with the eyes of eternity. So let's begin. All glory to Thee in the highest, O Lord, who now we are one with You, our source, one with Thee, our source. We've had all these programs of separation, as if, God, you're out there and I'm over here. Now we are one with Him who is our source. Now we are at one with Thee. It could be no other way. For I'm an idea that has not left its source. At one. And yet I still have some idea that I want something other than what I am. And I'm not punished for this. I'm not condemned by this. I'm not made wrong of for this. It is in my innocence that I've seen some things in the world and said, I want that more than what I am. That's what I want. And I remember one of those first lessons. And you told me, I do not perceive my own best interests. I do not perceive my own best interests. In my innocence, I've had all kinds of ideas about what that is. Well, well, okay, what are some of those things that I'm perceiving as my best interest? What are some of the things of the world that I've been wanting? Some small little satisfactions rather than the joys of heaven and all that's available to me that would distract me from what's really here for me. So, just taking anything that you have been holding in mind that you might want in the world and letting go of wanting these things, by the way, doesn't mean you're not going to get them. So, could you just notice these little things you want in the world? And could you notice the wanting for them? Wanting is enslavement, being bound. It's lacking. It's a sense of lack. And it's okay. Could you just notice that wanting? Allow it up. Allow that wanting feeling that, oh, I want that. Feel that wanting. Could you ignore the thoughts? Let the thoughts drift by without following them and just feel how much wanting you've been carrying. Wanting approval, wanting control, wanting security. And it seems like I'll get that from this thing. Could you feel that wanting? Just allowing it up, bringing this cloud of dark, false energy up to the light of truth, just by acknowledging it, just looking at it. Nothing wrong with the wanting, just a far cry from what's available for us. Could you let that feeling be there? Let it up. Want away. Let yourself feel that wanting. And could you let it go? Just could you let go of wanting it? Would you rather want it or have it? Would you let go of wanting it? When could you let go of wanting some trifling treasure of the world to have the joy of heaven? And just opening up and allowing any of that energy to move, to leave, to be enlightened. And there could be more. Oh, wanting. There's plenty of wanting in most of us. I find more every day. And I let go of more every day. Could you join me? Just find something you're wanting. Anything you're wanting that you think will make you happy, bring you approval, security, control. Anything in the world that's wanting. And could you notice the feeling behind wanting that, the energy behind the pictures of it, the imaginations of it, the illusion of it, what you want out there? Could you feel that feeling of wanting? It's also a feeling of lack. It's also a feeling of enslavement. Could you allow yourself to just feel that feeling, bring it up, bring it to light, to allow it to be enlightened, lightened? Just feeling that feeling, letting it run as best you can. And just wanting, 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 wanting. It's okay. It's resisting this feeling that keeps it stuck. Could you let this feeling come up? And just sit with this feeling for a moment, shining your light on it. And could you release? the wanting. Just release it, drop it, let it go. Would you release it? No longer packing it in and hiding it. Would you just release it if you could? When could you release wanting to have the joy of Christ's vision? There's no rush. Yeah, I'd really like the Christ vision. Yeah, I really like heaven. That sounds great, but I might not get it. And I believe in the world and that there's things here that's more believable. That seems real. So I want the money. I want the relationship. I want the job. I want this. That's going to make me safe. That's my salvation. Okay. And that's fine. It's fine. Can you just notice the wanting of it? Nothing wrong with it. We're not stacking guilt on this. It's okay. Could you let yourself want it? Feel that wanting. Allow that wanting. And just letting all of that energy start to unpack and dissipate just as you light it up with your awareness. And just surrendering it, turning it over. On my own, I'm unlikely to let go of all this wantingness for the world. I'll just surrender. Just let this wantingness come up, turn it over to God, to Christ. I need help. I surrender. Just turn over this wantingness. Just letting go of this wantingness that I've thought will bring me salvation. And letting go. Surrendering. Giving up wantingness. And in its place, there's an open space within your mind where Christ can come. Everything you let go of in the world is a space for Christ. So could you allow yourself to just let go of any more of this, surrender any more of this energy, and be available, open, have space for the Christ, his vision, and what joy and love he will have you be in the world, free of wanting it. Now we are one with him who is our source. Now we are one with him who is our source. Could you open to your source? Who will give you everything just from your opening to it, allowing it. Could you open more thoughts of the world pop up, just letting them drift by? Any doubt or fear or anything coming up other than love in this moment, just letting it come up, letting it pass, letting it lighten. Letting go and letting God fill you in that space that you make for him for what you are in truth. Could you open up? Just keep letting more go and be available for truth, for the love, the message that's here for you to deliver to the world. Now are we one with Him who is our source, letting go, making space, a quiet mind, which He can use. Will you allow the Christ? Will you allow the truth of your being at one with Him today? Are you available for your brothers? They need you. Are you available for your holy function of forgiveness and love? We need you. Are you available for Him who is your source? Will you be at one with Him? You have a joyous function here. Will you just say yes and let Him lead you and show us the way? Well done releasing. Enjoy being at one with Source this day, right now, the only time it ever happened.